Hi, welcome to CMVG's preview of Remember Me. I'm Tim Weaver, I'm here with Alex Dale. How you doing, Alex?
Not too bad. So Remember Me then, it's one of the most interesting new IP, intellectual properties, coming out in 2013. It's set in Paris, circa 2084, and the date's not plucked at random. This means it's set 100 years after 1984.
I see, that's
so
very
there's
clever.
a bit of the old Orwellian influence. So it's set in this surveillance state where the government has control of people's memories and they use that for nefarious means. The character is part of a counter sort of group called Terrorists who are there to sort of take back the power a little bit,
right.
But she's been hoisted by her own petard as the game starts. She's lost her memory, she's amnesiac, and she's being pursued by unknown forces, as we can see here.
Okay, so we can see she's being shot at, so we'll ignore that because we see that in quite a lot of games. What's interesting is what you just referenced, which is the memory stuff, and specifically how you can rebuild memories using what, memory fragments? Talk to us a little bit about that.
There's a little bit. At certain points in the game, it shifts into this sort of isometric view, and it becomes like a point-and-click game where you've got to reshape your target's memories to make them believe different things. In an early example, we see that we have to try and make a guy believe that this guard, make him believe that he got into this row and killed his girlfriend. So, and you do that by picking out different parts of the environment around him and changing it, like maybe taking the safety off a gun or as moving a cover the other way, and then you play it out and see how it affects his memory of what happened. So that doesn't affect what actually happened, but it just affects his behaviour afterwards.
Yeah, so you can kind of manipulate people to your end. You know, I think
Exactly,
this is the guy you're talking about, actually.
That is, yes.
Where you have to kind of get into his apartment. Earlier on, we glimpsed a footage of her using some sort of this kind of thing she's got on her arm, which is some sort of memory manipulator, which she can overload people's. It looks like she can overload people's brains and make their memories kind of explode.
Yeah, it's a fancy way of saying like you've got little combat moves, like little small localized bombs and things. But combat's actually just a small part of the game. It's all about exploration, and they're trying to shy away from it being fighting, which is quite a brave. It
is, yeah, especially in the current climate. Yeah, but I mean, so we're seeing her. This is him remembering it how she wants him to remember it.
Exactly. Yes.
So he's thinking that he shot his wife here, and you can see this is the memory kind of reconstructing itself. I mean, people may have already seen this footage online. This particular segment is a kind of revised version of the video we've already seen from last year's Gamescom, I think. But Alex, talk to us a little bit about the world, the Paris, you know, how Paris looks. We haven't had an opportunity to sit down and play this, but we have seen it in action. What was your impression of Paris and how it felt?
It's a very interesting setting. They told me they picked Paris because it was full of recognisable landscapes such as the Arc de Triomphe and the Eiffel Tower. So you can make a world that was futuristic but also grounded in recognisable landscapes.
Right, okay.
I think it also has something to do with the fact that they're based in Paris.
Yeah,
that's just me.
That probably helps.
They denied that.
Yeah.
It's a really beautiful world. It's really cleverly sort of put together. There's some decent lore in it, and I spoke with creative director Jean-Maxime Maurice at Gamescom, and they'd really put in a lot of research reading dystopian novels, not just George Orwell, and I was impressed with what they had to say.
Yeah. So what's I mean, how do you think this is gonna fare with people? I mean, we don't know for sure, but I mean, like you said, it's a very different kind of approach to the kinds of games that perhaps we know traditionally sell well, which is shooting lots of people with lots of guns. This is a bit more of it's sort of like and I don't just say this because it's a female protagonist, but sort of like a Tomb Raider-y kind of vibe to it, you know, like that sort of third person climbing and action. I mean, do you think it's going to strike a note with people? Do you think it's interesting enough to sort of stand out from the crowd?
It's very on trend, I'll say that about it. I don't know if it's going to stand out. I think it tries a little bit too hard. But the proof's going to be sort of in the playing. Really, they've been deliberately vague on how a lot of it's going to hang together. I think this is going to be one where you're really going to have to read the reviews first before coming to a decision on buying it. But if it does come together, I think it could do well. I think there's a taste for new stuff at this point in the generation.
Yeah.